masters of mind control. The man who knows exactly what you're thinking. International psychic entertainer, Jonathan Royle.
Not guessed by this weird accent, I am not American. I'm also not Australian. I've had a few people asking that. I'm actually from England. So you'll have to kind of bear with me with the accent, because that makes what I'm going to try over the next 20 minutes or so doubly difficult. Because using words, I'm going to try and influence some of you to do the things I want you to do, or to essentially give away clues through your body language or the way you react to things, so I can find out what you're thinking. So first of all, we need to kind of warm everybody up in this room. There's an old technique in show business, so we're going to use it, and we're going to split the room down the middle, right where that post is. So your side A, okay, everybody over there, your side A. Everyone over here, your side B. Only when I come to your side B. So first of all, we want to make sure side A is awake. So let's just imagine we've managed to read somebody's mind. Hopefully it's gone right. Got whatever they're thinking of, and then you go wild with applause for them on this side only now. Not bad, but you see, they've got an advantage. They've heard how loud you did it. So obviously they know what they've got to beat. So on the count of three, see if you can do better than this side, okay? 1, 2, 3. I think it's fair to say they actually did better, but they did have the advantage. So let's see if you can get it louder as we bring you all together, both sides together on the count of 3. 1, 2, 3! That's the kind of energy we want in the room tonight, because tonight it's very much audience participation. I'm hoping that still kind of picks me up a bit. Can you still hear me? Yeah? Because normally I use weird Madonna microphones, but we're going to try this nonetheless, like this, called improvisation. These cards, by the way, are not as big as they look. I've just got very small hands. Now, yeah, move around, tell people what's funny. Now, I've got 3 cards here, the 8 of hearts, the Jack of spades, and the 2 of clubs. However, I'm going to pick on just one gentleman, this gentleman here, okay, that's you, sir. There are 3 cards. Now maybe you think I put them in this order because this is the only red card and it's at the back, and I want you to pick that, maybe. You may possibly be thinking that I put the only court card in the middle, the Jack, because it stands out more amongst the spot cards, and therefore you might go for that and be forced into making that decision. Or you might think that's all psychobabble to make you think that's what I'm trying to make you think, to second guess you, so that you end up picking the 2 of clubs instead. So you've now got an entirely free choice, or at least it should appear that way, because we've not set anything up beforehand, have we? No. Nothing set up, we never met before? No? In that case, how do you know it's me? I don't know. But just name loud and clear so everyone in here can hear it, one of these 3 cards. 8 of hearts. The 8 of hearts. Did that feel like a free choice to you? We'll just put that there on the floor. You could have taken the Jack of spades. You could have taken the 2 of clubs. Just put that there. So you could have had the Jack of spades, okay? With the red back for everyone there. You could have had the 2 of clubs, again, with the red back. Promise we didn't set anything up. Yet somehow, and this is just warming up, but somehow I managed to influence you to pick the only one with the blue back. Thank you. No, don't stop. Now seriously, was that a round of applause or somebody put the chips in the fryer? No. Save it for the end, I've got a weak finish. Now we're getting warmed up, I really need to get in tune with you, because very shortly I'm going to be asking for some volunteers to come up here on stage, because obviously you can't read minds without people with minds to read. But first of all, where you sat in the audience, what I've got here is a deck of cards. In a minute I'm going to throw these out, hence the elastic bands, so they don't go everywhere, otherwise we'll be here all night. When you catch them, and that's a bit of a clue, when I throw them at you, please catch them, okay? When you catch them, I just want you to put the cards face down on your hand, like so. And then reach forward, and I'll demonstrate. Lift up the cards, and just look at the one card, the first card you see. Does that make sense? Yeah? Yeah. I'm going to instruct as we go along. So we're going to start at this side of the room, side B of the room, as strange as that may sound. And I'm just going to throw these out to the lady there, so if you'd like to catch them, put them face down on your hand, just pull them up towards yourself, look at one card, remember it, then close it. Make sure you remember it, because otherwise this is a ridiculous waste of time and means absolutely naff all at the end. Okay, just throw them back on there because I don't want to touch them at this point. The gentleman here, if you'd be so kind as to pick those up. Place them face down on your hand, pull them up at the edge, look at one card, remember it, make sure you keep that in mind, sir, thank you. And then if you'd like to throw the cards perhaps over to perhaps this lady here. Well caught, well caught. Cards face down on your hand, just literally pull up the edge, look at the one card, remember it, and now throw the cards back onto the stage. Okay, back onto the stage on the count of 3. Oh, never mind, we'll improvise. I don't want to go near them. So the people who've just looked at cards, if you stand up where you are, please. Stand up where you are. Don't say anything, don't give me any clues. I'm going to look at you and I want you to think clearly of the card you looked at, okay? Look, think of the card, imagine it as though there's a television screen, a cinema screen in front of you. And it's almost as if you can project that playing card onto that screen. Does that make sense? Fantastic. So, take a nice deep breath in, and out. Nice deep breath in, and out, in. I'm getting a picture here, Claire, that's good. This one's a little bit more fuzzy. Definitely getting a picture there. Try and tune your television settings, sir. Okay? Okay, I think I'm going to go with this. I'm going to name the 3 cards that I'm picking up. If I should name you a card, do not give me any clue, okay? Don't suddenly go, wow, or no, that isn't. I will come to you in a moment and ask you quite clearly whether we got it right, whether we got it wrong, so that everyone in here is under no illusions about how many we get right. I say how many because this is an experiment, and experiments don't always work. So, without giving me any clues, the 3 cards that I sense are being projected to me are the 7 of Diamonds, the 10 of Clubs, and the Queen of Hearts. Don't give me any clues, don't say anything, but if you heard your card, on the count of 3, shout out hallelujah and take your seat and everyone will go mad with applause. 1, 2, 3. Hallelujah. Take your seat, give her a round of applause. Card number 1. If you heard your card on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3. Take a seat, give her a round of applause. If you heard your card, sir, everyone will go equally mad. 1, 2, 3. Hallelujah! Yes, we have a miracle. 3 out of 3. We're warming up. Fantastic. Now that we've warmed up with just 1 or 2 members of the audience, before I get 5 of you wonderful people up here, I'd like to try something literally involving 4 or 5 members of the audience. But you can stay where you sat. We'll make this as easy as we can. So, what I have here are some, hopefully easy to see, ESP symbols. You may have seen these before. We have 2 stars. We have pairs of these. So there's 2 stars. There's squares, 2 of them. We also have the wavy lines, 2 of them. The cross, 2 of them. And the circle. Now, there are literally just 10 cards. There's nothing funny going on here. And to prove that, beyond any reasonable doubt, I'm going to be asking 4 people in here to try and make it as difficult as possible for me to make the final 2 cards match, or rather for you guys to make the final 2 cards match. Now I have a rough idea through sense and almost telepathic thought of what order those cards are in now. We all kind of do because you saw me put them down there. So, I'm just going to give them a few cuts so that hopefully then nobody, and it doesn't matter if I know what order they're in because this isn't about me. This is about you guys and girls, so hopefully nobody in the audience actually knows what order they're in. And I'm just going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards here. We'll call this side A, just as the audience was side A before, to keep it simple. and 5 cards on that side, which is side B. So if I ask somebody in the audience which side you want me to go, if you say A, I'm going to go to this pile. Fair, yeah? If you say B, I'm going to go to this pile. Fair, yeah? So that we know there's no question afterwards about me having tried to force you or anything like that. So the gentleman here, would you like me to start with pile A or pile B? A. Yeah? Pile A, so that's this one, yeah? I'm going to spell out the first word of that phrase, make the cards match. I'm going to place a card under the pile for each letter of the word. But the very moment you want me to stop, shout out loud and clear so everyone can hear it, stop, and I will put down pile A and pick up pile B. Your job is to make this as random as possible. And if we get the last 2 cards to match, then it will be pure coincidence. So, pile A. The word is make, which is M-A-K-E. So you can see very clearly the card goes underneath. M. A. You can stop me at any time. K. E. Make. So we're going to take the first 2, we'll get rid of them, we don't really need them. So, the gentleman here, sir, do you want pile A or B?
B.
B. The next word, make the cards match, is the. So, at any point you say stop, I'll change piles. T.
Stop.
Okay. H. E. I was hoping you'd change them, but you didn't, okay? Not as predictable as I thought you may have been, sir. We'll get rid of them. And the gentleman sat at the back of this table here, would you like pile A or pile B?
B.
B. Okay. Make the cards. So at any point you say stop, I'll change piles. C.
Stop.
A. R. D. S.
Stop.
You got to. It's the end of the word. But I didn't think you were going to stop me before then, but still. So we've made the cards. The last word is match. So, let's see. The gentleman in the white t-shirt sat over there, would you like pile A or B?
Pile A.
Pile A. So we've done make the cards. This is match. Anytime you say stop, I will change piles, okay? M. A. T. C. H. I like it. It's more fun when people try and make it difficult. That leaves us quite clearly with 2 cards. I didn't set anything up with anyone, did I? No? So, we have here a cross. If, by sheer coincidence tonight, your collective minds have come together, it's known as group telepathy, group psychology, the idea that a crowd, when they get together at a football match, become more rowdy, or that they may become luckier if they were picking lottery numbers, then we would have a matching card. And if we do, give yourselves a huge round of applause. Ladies and gentlemen, you've managed to make the cards match. Wow, you did it! Fantastic. I have a little running on here because it's funny, having to be on a flight, it's you're not allowed to bring too much luggage, and yet I still went somewhat overweight. So I just need to remind myself that I need to give this to somebody. This will come in relevant later. It says chance meeting on it. I'm going to place this here in full view, okay? Don't let me go near that, don't let me touch it, don't let me switch it. Make sure nobody I'm with comes and tampers with it or anything like that. Fantastic. And also, I will just take this pad and I'm going to pick somebody. I think the lady actually over there. Okay? Just look at me, you don't need to say anything, I'm just going to ask you some questions. Don't say anything out loud. I just want you to see this inside your mind, okay? So I'd like you to think of a famous celebrity that's been on television sometime in the past 20 years. Okay? That gives you a pretty broad spectrum, I think you'll agree. So if you've got somebody in mind, think of that. Okay, now imagine this celebrity has walked into a hotel at an airport, and for some bizarre reason they're doing karaoke in there. And this celebrity, however out of character it may be for them, gets up on the karaoke and sings the most random, ridiculous song that the karaoke host, presenter, can possibly think of. But don't say anything out loud. Have you got a song title in mind?
Yeah.
Okay, think of that. I'm going to go with... Okay, and in this karaoke bar, it's in a hotel, as I said, at an airport. I want you to now imagine walking outside the hotel, looking up at the sign on the hotel, and seeing what that hotel is called. Well, again, don't say anything out loud, just look at the sign, think of the name of the hotel. Have you got a name in mind? Yeah? Okay, try and think of that clearly. I'm going to go with... I may come back to you in a little bit, so just don't say anything out loud, don't give me any clues. Fantastic. So, I need a volunteer from the audience, someone who's up for a bit of a laugh, and handily, very close to the stage. So, and you know what's amazing about this? By pointing at this gentleman here like that, what you've successfully done is volunteered yourself. Give this gentleman a round of applause as he comes up to the stage. Be very careful as you climb up, sir. That's fantastic. If you just like to sort of stand about there, in the middle, face the front, smile, you're in show business now, fantastic. We're going to try and influence you with colours, okay? I've got 3 different coloured envelopes here, as you can see, hopefully in this light. A blue one, a green one, and a red one. Now, colours mean different things to different people. Blue, for example, he likes the rainbow. Is that in a gay way reference, perchance? Okay, I'll make sure I don't drop the envelopes. Okay. So, it's very important that during this routine you're exactly the same distance from me as I am from you. I'm only joking, of course. Crikey. As I was saying, blue. Some people find that a negative colour. It can be cold and emotionless. But to other people it can be the colour of a nice bright blue sky or the lovely ocean sea. Green can be the colour of jealousy and all those horrible emotions. But equally, it can be the colour of grass and nature and things that are good. And red can be anger. But equally, it can be the colour of energy or love. Indeed, another positive one. So there are 3 coloured envelopes. I'd just like you to name a colour. Blue. You're positive about that, okay? You take blue, keep hold of that. We've not set anything up, have we? You could have taken green, you could have taken red. Inside the red envelope, it clearly says, as you can see, do not choose. Is that correct? Inside the green envelope, and you're the eyes and ears for the audience so that you can confirm that there is indeed just one piece of paper in there. It clearly says, do not choose. If you could open up the envelope that you freely chose, take out the piece of paper, open it and read out loud and clear what it says.
I predict that you will choose the blue envelope.
Indeed you did. Thank you, sir, but stay there, don't go anywhere. No. Because that tells me that we're in tune. That tells me we're in tune enough and I can influence you enough to try something that is, well, somewhat slightly impossible. We tried a coincidence before and we got 2 cards to match, which was pretty impressive, but there were only 10 cards. And however much you mix them, do the maths, I'm not wonderful at this, but it's like 10 by 10 by 10 by 10 was the possibilities, which is quite a lot, but it's not millions. Okay, it's in the thousands. We're going to try something that does go into the millions. I've got a prediction here, we'll come to that a little bit later on. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to pick somebody from the audience, but before we do, I have here I can't imagine. I would like to write a prediction down now, but I'll make it visual. I suspect who it may be. I just want you to see that these cards are different. Can you confirm for everyone these are... Yeah? Just a deck of cards? Okay. What I'd like you to do, sir, is just say stop at any time. You sure you want there, yeah? Okay. Look at that card. In fact, take it, place it against your chest, and whatever you do, don't turn it over, don't let anyone see it. That is our target card, as they call it in ESP. That's what we're aiming for our second individual to hopefully receive. So if you'd like to stand back just a little bit and pick who you would like to be up here on stage with you. And yet again, my wonderful prediction comes true. Give him a round of applause as it comes up. I'll just move this ever so slightly over this way so that we've got a clear divider between the two of you if you'd like to stand here, sir. Fantastic. Okay. I have here a different deck of cards, because obviously there's one there, so that's not a full pack anymore. That would have limited your choices to one of 52. Whereas we want to limit your choices to one of 52 rather than 51 even. Slight slip of the tongue. Could you take them? Just give them a quick shuffle, check they're all different. Yeah, they're all different, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah. Give them a quick shuffle so that you know they're in a totally random order. And when you've done that, put them back in the same order you started with. No, it's okay. Are you happy that they're mixed, yeah? You are. Now, to make this really fair, you see magicians and stuff, and I don't do magic. Some of these things, I'm amazed. They're all working so far tonight, but experiments sometimes go wrong. They would go, oh, pick a card and do something fancy. I want this to be as clear cut that I'm not touching the cards in any funny manner, so I'm just going to run this card down the side, and when you want, just say stop. So we're going to push it in right there. That's where you said stop, yeah? And I'd like you to look and remember clearly the card there. Remember it. Make sure you remember it, because otherwise this becomes a stunning waste of time. Fantastic. Oh, and give the cards one more shuffle, so that it's random where that card ends up being. Just give them a shuffle. Give them a shuffle. You're going to find your card in a minute, or you're going to try and find your card in a minute, but in a far more complicated manner than looking at them. And then just place them face down there if you'd be so kind. I'm just pointing so I don't touch them. This is fantastic. Okay. Pick any number between 1 and 52.
9.
Say it out loud. You can say the number.
9.
Number 9. That's cool, because if you said 51, we'd be here like for absolutely fucking ages, can't we? That's boring. So that's great. And now, for the first time, because I did make a prediction earlier, please say out loud what your card was.
Jack of Hearts.
The Jack of Hearts, yeah? Give this gentleman a round of applause as it goes back to the audience. So a randomly shuffled deck. A randomly chosen card, the Jack of Hearts. Shuffled randomly again, a number picked, nothing set up. You'd agree. The number 9 picked. Watch very carefully. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 cards. I made a prediction in advance. You picked a card in advance and then chose. Now I know you know each other, but you've not set anything up for this, have you? No, this is cool. So, here's the key thing. You had an absolutely free choice of card, didn't you? What was it? The Jack of... Let's see if we manage this. First, before we see if I predicted it right, on the count of 3, turn over the card that you randomly chose from that other deck. And if we have a match, everyone will go mad with applause for you. 1, 2, 3, turn over the card. What is it? The Jack of Hearts! Just stay there one moment so that you can be everyone's eyes and ears. I have my prediction here, okay? As you can see, it's sealed. Could you open up my prediction that I made before the show? Could you take out the one card that's inside that envelope and show everyone what the prediction says? The Jack of Hearts, I'd even forgotten. And finally, and this will be mad because we got this is like a million in one, but can you come over here and take the card that was at the 9th position in the shuffled deck? Just lift it up and show everybody what that card is. It's the Jack of Hearts. Hey, thank you, sir. Just stay there. Stay there, sir. You don't get away that quick. You are going to be one of the stars of the next 10 minutes or so. But what it does mean is this gives you a certain level of control over the proceedings for the final section of my performance. It gives you the control that you're going to pick And please, don't pick your friend again. We want somebody that's not already been up here on stage, okay? So, can you please pick 4 people, bearing in mind if they're nearer to the stage, it'll be easier for them to get up. I need 4 people, male or female, up on the stage as quickly and as safely as possible, please. If you get pointed at, please make your way up, otherwise it takes a stunningly long length of time for us to try our next experiment. Give them a round of applause as they make their way up. Thanks, sir. You can take you take a seat there. That's wonderful. Just put your beer on the table for a second, if you would. You know, you stay here, sir. 1, 2, 3. And this lady's coming up, so that's person number 4. I feel not everyone got such a fair round of applause on the way up, so our volunteers. Fantastic. What I would like you to do, sir, is words have a strange effect on us in life. I'd just like you to put your hands out like this, interlock your fingers, so the fingers of the left hand are against the back of the right hand, the fingers of the right hand against the back of the left hand. Then place your 4 fingers out like that and keep them together. That's fantastic. If each and every one of you, you're okay, but if everyone at the back would do the same, put your hands, so the fingers of the left hand are against the back of the right hand, fingers of the right against the back of the left, palms pressed tightly together, and 4 fingers sticking out like so, that would be fantastic. As I say, words have strange effects on us. In life, negativity gets in the way of a lot of things. It puts people off. Fear. Stress. Worry. Guilt. All of them are on this card. Fear, stress, worry, guilt. You've all got that. And we carry these things around with us. They're words, but they mean negative things to us in life. They put us off doing things. They make us scared of doing things, or they make our minds occupied so we can't fulfill our full potential. I'll show you what I mean. If you'd like to just come here, my darling, first. I'd like you to get in position like this, with your fingertips under this gentleman's knee area. I'd like you, sir, to come here, moving a little bit, with your fingertips under this gentleman's sort of armpit area a little bit further in. You, sir, with your fingers like this, under his knees. Ready so you can come up with your knees. And you, sir, here, under your armpit. And remember, put your leg down, make it fair. Remember, it's like you're weighed down in life with all that fear, stress, worry and guilt. And you're not achieving your full potential because you've got these negative things there. But just try to lift him up, just with your fingertips. Just try. Just try. Seriously, try to get it. No, it's not going to happen, is it? Okay? So everyone stand up. Everyone stand up, except for you. You can stay sat down. So everyone else stand up. Take off your negativity. Take off those signs from around your neck. Remove the words. Words are just symbols. They mean nothing except the meaning we give them ourselves. If we choose to take these negative words as suggestions, then that is the effect it will have on us, to stop us from achieving things that frankly everybody is possible of in life. If, however, we're to program ourselves with something more positive, if you'd like to just put your signs on, if we could feel that we were loved, that in everyday life we were relaxed, that we were happy, and we had courage in every situation, it would give us the ability to fight challenges in life head on and actually achieve more, because it's all about the power of the mind. So on the count of 3, I want you to put your hands together again, everyone. Put your fingertips out, take a position. In fact, get in position now, but get ready on the count of 3, so all of you together. 1, 2, 3, and lift now. Just go and lift. Lift, 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 lift it. It's gone ever so slightly higher, you see? Okay? No, ever so slightly higher. But sometimes things still seem too impossible because we've had evidence that it isn't possible just before. So take these words off. Take off your signs, because sometimes you need to really have a focus. And you need to really believe, I'll swap with you, that absolutely anything and everything is possible in your life, just if you allow it to be. If you believe there are no limits, close your eyes, come in. Okay? Really, get in close so you can stand up, get in close. Just close your eyes for a minute, everyone, and think of what it would feel like in your life to achieve your greatest dream. What would happen in your life if nothing was impossible? How good that would make you feel in every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle in your body, from the tips of your toes to the tips of your fingers, okay? Getting real close, and then on the count of 3, go for it. 1, 2, 3, open your eyes, lift, go on, getting real close, lifting more, ooh, I don't, nearly not quite at the back. I'm going to meet this gentleman here. I'm going to change you if I may. Give this gentleman a round of applause. I'll tell you why, he's just not quite into the table. Give him a round of applause. This lady here, just come in. We're going to go straight for this, so you need to think of what would be your best possible achievement in life. So remember, getting real close, like so. Position, yeah. Okay, so get in. Yeah, that's brilliant. Everyone in position, everyone in position. Close your eyes a moment. Think of that, what it would feel like in your life. Feel it in every nerve, fibre, tissue and muscle, then open your eyes. Just let that be your reality now and lift. Go on, just go for it. Lift, 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 lift in. Ooh, we had him off the chair. They got him off the chair. Give him a round of applause. We normally get them higher, but give me the signs. We got there. We got you off the chairs. Sometimes we get them way, way higher. But anything you want to achieve, just stay there please, my darling. Anything you want to achieve is possible. I'm going to give this gentleman a round of applause. Don't worry, it doesn't mean you need to go to Weight Watchers or anything. Is it? It's his birthday. Happy birthday to that gentleman, apparently. No. I need you. I'd like you all to just line up in front of me, if you would. Make a nice line so everyone can see. Because before we have a very short break, so that everyone can recharge their glasses, I want to introduce you to my special guest. She's not kind of here in person, because that would be very cruel putting her in this small case. But it's my 3-year-old daughter, Ashley. And that genuinely is my daughter. Now, this is, I don't know if you have these out in America, but do you remember when there were videotapes? And you used to have like an NTSC player at home and you record stuff and you could video shows, and then you'd be searching for a blank tape that had enough space left on it to record something else. Well, my dad, when I was young, he used to keep a book with a list in it. It would say, tape 23 has got 2 hours recorded, so there's an hour left for recording another programme on. So we could always find a blank tape, and he always knew which tape had what programmes on. Now, we did a similar thing for my daughter. We made her up, because she's got so many different ones, we made her up a book of her DVDs that she's now got. We've moved on, modern times. Some of these you may recognise, like SpongeBob SquarePants. Others may be unrecognisable to you, like Bob the Builder. That's a very English character, I do believe. Fortunately, because we were also trying to get to recognise images with words to help her development when she was younger, we wrote the names of the characters underneath the actual images. So if in a moment you end up seeing an image that you don't recognise, e.g. like Bob the Builder, don't worry, it says right underneath it, it's Bob the Builder. So if you recognise the image, great, like I'm guessing you'd know SpongeBob SquarePants, wouldn't you, yeah? You can just remember the image. If you don't recognise who the image is or what the image is, remember what's underneath the picture. Does that make sense? Fantastic. And we used this at home for her to, she'd come when she was very young and she'd open it and she'd know which image was for which DVD. So there's several pictures, for example, in here of Cinderella. Because there were a few different versions, Disney one and a non-Disney version. And she'd come pick the picture, touch it, and we'd know which DVD to put on for her. As she grew up, she learned to speak, and it helped her with her reading. And she doesn't need it now, so I've kind of stolen it for sentimental purposes. And I'm going to try a little experiment with the 4 of you. I'm just going to place that down there for a moment. When I ask you to, I'm going to ask you to take hold of the book in a moment, and when I do, you're going to look for, and I've got something else of Ashley's here, from when we were teaching her little number cards. So to make things kind of random, just say stop, sir. You could have stopped at number 23, you didn't take that one, put it against your chest, just say stop. You could have stopped at number 10, you didn't take that one, put it against your chest, if it's so kind, so I don't see it. Just say stop, sir. You could have stopped at number 10, you didn't, put that against your chest. And finally, just say stop. You could have stopped at number 10 again, the same thing, but you didn't. So keep that against your chest until I ask you to look at your number. That number will relate to a page number in the book. Each book page is numbered from 1 through to about page 28. So what I'd like you to do is look at your card, look at the number, don't let me know what it is. When you've looked at your number, put that number down on the speaker, face down, so obviously I don't know what it is. Pick up the book, hold it towards your chest so that I can't see inside. Open the book to that page number, making sure that I don't get to see inside, so literally do hold it up so that I can't see over the top of the book. Look at that page number. Are you on the page number relating to the card, yeah? Pick one of the images on the page number that you've got to, and if you recognise it, great. If you don't, read what's underneath it and remember that name of the character. Does that make sense? You've got a character's name, yeah? Keep that in your mind, then close the book. Please look at your page number that you've randomly selected, then put the card down so I can't see it. Guess what? You're going to do the same. Take the book off this gentleman, hold it close to yourself, open the book so I can't see, go to the page number that corresponds with the card that you've freely selected. Look at the images. If you recognise one, great. If you don't, just look at what it says underneath and remember one of the characters' names. Have you got that? Keep that in your mind. And finally, sir, look at your number, then put it down, so obviously I don't know. Go to that page number in the book. Okay? Look at the images. If you recognise one, great. If you don't, look at what it says underneath, because I know some of these are peculiarly just English images. Some of them are universal. And remember the name of one of the characters. You done that? Yeah? And just put the book down on there for a split second. Fantastic. What I'd like you three to do is imagine a television screen out in front of you. Imagine that I'm taking a DVD of the character that you've looked at and putting it into the DVD player for my daughter Ashley, and it's about to play. When I count to 3, I want you to imagine in your mind pressing play on that DVD player, okay? I'll tell you each individually. So, 1, 2, 3. Press play on the DVD player. Imagine. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Press play on your DVD player. 1, 2, 3, sir. Press play on your DVD player. I'm going to go with this. As I said, experiments don't always work, and we've had a remarkable fluke so far tonight, the majority of things working. Don't say straight away if I'm right or if I'm wrong. I'll come to you rather like we did earlier on. I'll ask you if I named your character. If I did, I'll shake you by the hand. Everyone will give you a round of applause as you make your way safely back to the audience. Okay, the characters I'm getting, don't give me any clues if I'm right or wrong, but I'm getting Thomas the Tank Engine, Scooby-Doo and Bob the Builder. If you heard your character, say hallelujah. Hallelujah. Hallelujah, give him a round of applause. Person number 1, as he goes back to the audience. Thank you. If you heard your character, say hallelujah loud and clear.
Hallelujah.
Number 2, thank you very much. Give him a round of applause. She goes back to the... Yes! 2 out of 3. Watch this, it's going to be a resounding fail, this one. If you heard yours, on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Hallelujah.
We got 3, give the man a round of applause, thank you, sir. But you see, I realised when I was practising this at home that this isn't necessarily telepathy, because I'm so familiar with this book and my daughter and what people most commonly pick. I know roughly from over the years the bends and the dents on the cards, because they are the ones she played with. And it occurred to me that maybe at an unconscious level, because our minds are capable of more than perhaps people normally realise, it occurred to me perhaps I'd stored this information in the back of my mind. Perhaps through peripheral vision I saw the dent or something and knew what number the card was. And if I did, perhaps my unconscious mind knew what page number therefore that would be. and remembered somehow what those images were. And therefore, what someone was most likely to pick out of the 6 different images on the page. So I thought, actually, you know what, whilst that's stunningly impressive on how the human brain works, it's not mind reading. So I thought, how can I try this so that I know I've not seen what pages turn to in that book? Can you move this way a little bit, my darling? So that I can't, through peripheral vision, know what card. And I thought about it, and in the end what I thought was this. Please bear with me because I'm going to need to put this on. But not on the speaker, clearly. Because I'm going to need my hands free. I thought the best way would be if I actually blindfolded myself. So, I'm going to blindfold myself. When I've done that, then and only then I want you to look at your number. Then I want you to look at that page in the book, keeping it close to yourself so you know I definitely can't see, no one else can. Remember one character on the page that's relevant to that number, then close the book and put everything down on the chair, and then tell me loud and clear when you've done that. But first of all, just allow me to put this on. I'm also going to turn my back, okay? So look at your card, see the number. If you could then turn to the page in the book that corresponds with that number. Remember one image on that page. When you've done that, close the book and tell me you've done that. You've done it, yeah? Okay, now I'm a bit disoriented. Could you get hold of my hand, please? And turn me so I'm facing you. Is this the right way? Yes. I don't want to fall off the stage, you say. Whilst it'd be hilariously funny for everyone else. Okay. Think of the character. The name of the character. I'll tell you what, it's hot in here. I'm getting the colour green. Does that make any sense to you? The colour green, does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to go for this. I think, and this will prove it's mind reading if I got this right and not just the unconscious mind, but I think the character that you looked at, that you're thinking of, is from the Muppets. It's Kermit the Frog. Is that correct? No. What? It's not. What was the character? Loud and clear for everyone.
Shrek.
Shrek. Give her a round of applause as she goes back to the audience. Never mind, I said some of these things don't always work. Oh well. After I'm my head in shame and I go on to my daughter and she says, Daddy, were they a wonderful audience in America the first time you'd ever performed there? And I say, well, yeah, they were. And she'll say to me, did everything go wonderfully to plan? And I say, you know what? Most of the experiments worked. But she looks particular about this one because it's her DVD book. So I will probably lie to her, which is a shame. Because if we'd have got Shrek, we would have had a miracle. Ladies and gentlemen, Shrek! Oh yeah, just a minute, if the music plays, I forgot something. It's alright, it keeps playing. I've got wrote down here, David Hasselhoff, working 9 to 5 the holiday inn. We had a prediction down here earlier. I just take this. Very, very quickly. And on that prediction, it hopefully does say, I predict the celebrity will be David Hasselhoff that was singing the song 9 to